from this fire. Tell us what happened. When exactly did this happen? And when were you, as shop owners, alerted to the fact that your businesses were ablaze?
Okay. Once again, Jazakallah for having us. The fire started last week, Monday. We were actually trading by that time, so all of us were at the shop. Um, I work with my dad at our business, so I quickly drove out to town to run a few errands. And a cousin of mine called me to say, "There's a fire in your guys' area. Please go check." Rushing back, I noticed the smoke in the air, and he calls back to say, "Hey, it's your guys' building on fire." When we got there, it was it was blazing. But the way the building is situated, it's one big building, separated into three shops. So that would be my uncle, Uncle Abu Bakr Haffejee, um, his elder brother, Uncle Abdul Haffejee, and my dad and I, Suleiman Haffejee and I. The fire started in the far left corner, and immediately they called the fire brigade. I mean, they called them, they never answered their phone. They weren't available by phone. So somebody drove through to the fire brigade to let them know that there's a fire and we need assistance. Well, they came quickly, I must say, within a few minutes they were here, and they started getting the equipment ready, sprayed a bit of water, and then, sorry, Aish, we don't have water. How's that?
Unbelievable.
How do
Unbelievable.
you
It's
pick up
such
a fire
an
with no water?
absolutely ridiculous situation. Let's just go, let's backtrack. You indicated the fire started in a certain area of the building. Do you
See, correct.
know how and why the fire started?
We are not sure what caused the fire. At the moment, it's just guesswork, but I'm suspecting something to do with electrical.
Okay, and are you people, is the Haffajee family the owners of the property?
Gee, correct. The property is owned by my dad and his three brothers. Um, it's one big building, which was split up a couple of years back, quite a long time ago, into four different shops. And we've been trading that way ever since I can remember.
Okay, so this is a family-owned building, family-run businesses. How long has the Haffajee family been in this area? I should imagine for generations.
Yeah, yeah. According to uh, my dad and them, the property was built, I think, in the late 60s or 1970, around there. And that time, my grandfather traded in that business with my dad and them. So it's been a building that's one of the first buildings in Costa, in Sadrela, when the white government moved us to the Indian area. So yeah, it's been a while.
Okay, so this is a property owned by the Haffajee family, and you are in the Indian area. How far
Gee,
out of
but,
town are you?
uh,
And
uh,
are you aware of any such incidents in the past where the fire department was called to assist, wherever in Costa it might have been, and a similar incident then played out?
well, we're approximately about a kilometer from town, not far at all. Um, we are, I'd say, 300 meters away from the fire department. They are situated between us and town, so that's not far at all. Uh, I'm not aware of. Look, we've never had a fire in Sadrela or in the Indian area where we've needed assistance from the fire brigade or so. Shukar, this is actually the first incident where we needed their assistance. I'm unsure if if a similar episode has taken place anywhere else in Costa, I know of areas located outside Costa that have had issues, but that's different fire departments again.
Okay, Abu Bakr is standing by. Let's bring him into the discussion and hear his thoughts on this devastation on the Haffejee family. Abu Bakr Haffejee, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the program.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Really sorry to hear about this terrible and traumatic event in on the Haffejee family, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. There's a reason for everything happening. And as I was telling Ahmed Suleiman a little earlier on, that we must say lakh shukr alhamdulillah that there was no lives lost, nobody was hurt or injured. So for that we make shukr to Allah.
Jazakallah. I'd like to firstly thank you for giving us this opportunity, for your concern, and giving us the platform on the radio to voice our opinion in this. I was the only one that was hurt. I had facial burns, and both my hands were burnt. But I was the first to detect the fires. I opened the shop, the premises. There was a flame on the DB box. So I got in there in an attempt to put off the switch. That's when I burnt my hands and the flame caught me in the face. And my s- brother's son-in-law was the first to react. He actually helped me out of the building. And he phoned twice and somebody else phoned once more to the fire department. But the response, they did not reply initially. So he actually drove down to the premises. The distance could be 300 to 400 meters from our business area, the fire department. And it's a relatively new, not a very old building. They've got two brand new engines there. And when he drove down there, they say, yeah, we are aware of it. It didn't take long for them to come there. But the eyewitnesses will testify. They parked one vehicle in front of my shop and the other one at my brother's shop. The one eyewitness said it was a matter of 2 minutes or slightly more that the hoses spurted water and it was finished. They ran out of water. The second one ran for between 5 and 10 minutes. And in that time, the fire was raging out of control. But their response was absolutely pathetic. It was negligence. And then you got video footage that will show people, the community, black, white, Indian, whatever it was, carrying water in buckets, throwing it back into the tank from the local JoJo tanks and boreholes and whatever it was. And the fire department tried to connect to the fire hydrant, which is in the center of the township. Apparently, they could not get it connected, or the fitting was broken or something. All I can remember is somebody put a tire or something to a tube, wrapped it around in order to get it functional. But it overall boils down to complete inefficiency, incompetency, and negligence. It was heartbreaking. It's devastating. The whole the entire building has been razed to the ground, and it entails, I think, your entire lifetime's work that has gone into this thing. We're looking at between 60 and 70 years. This whole building has a long history behind it. And
So as we speak this morning, the Haffejee family have lost absolutely everything. The building has been razed to the ground. And if and when, inshallah, Allah does, guide and bless you all with rizq and barakah, it really means starting from scratch all over again. Before either one of you respond to that question, let me ask you, Brother Abu Bakr, are you okay? You've talked about burns on your hands and on your face. I should imagine you did get medical treatment. Are you all right?
yeah, no, I'm feeling much better. My son is the doctor. He's the local doctor in town, and he's been attending to me on a daily basis. He's changing dressings twice a day and so on. So I've been very fortunate.
Alhamdulillah. Are you the only person that suffered injuries? No
I
one
didn't do
else
that.
has suffered any injuries.
I was the only one.
Okay, Abdul Haffejee is now standing by. Let's bring him into the conversation and talk some more about this devastation on the Haffejee family. And I should imagine it's not only an impact on the Haffejee family, it's an impact on the entire community. From my understanding, there's several Muslim families, and businesses like the Haffajee family businesses have been institutions in that part of the world or in all small towns, and you play a crucial role in providing goods and services to the farmers and other people in and around the family. So to you, Abdul Hafiji, Assalamu alaikum, welcome to the program, and please respond to my statement.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sorry for your loss. I can hear you clearly. I can hear you clearly. Did you hear my question?
Yeah, I heard your questions, yeah.
All right. Would you like to respond to it?
Sure, you can carry on.
Okay. Perhaps, Ahmed, you'd like to respond?
Yeah. We from after the fire, I mean, Costa is a small town, so we meet farmers, we meet customers that are in our shops. Not often, but you see them maybe once a week. You see them maybe once in 3 weeks, and tears in their eyes. I mean, when they hear of the fire, they say, "What are we going to do now?" I mean, that was our home. So yeah, this business has been one that I think probably one of the I wouldn't say the most profitable business, but um, we well known all over Costa. I mean, between the farmers, between the uh, residents in Costa. So it's a major setback for everybody.
Absolutely. And I kind of get a picture of how small towners operate. Everybody knows everybody else, regardless of color, creed, or nationality. It's like one big community. And businesses like yours play a crucial role in providing, as I've said, goods and services to farmers and other people in the areas. Are there other, what, tell me the nature of the business. Is this hardware and grocery store type of businesses, or what exactly is it?
Okay. All three businesses were kind of general dealers. So a bulk of the stock that was damaged was a lot of hardware, a lot of groceries. And I mean, in small towns, most of the businesses, they carry a bit of everything. So
Of course.
just to give you an indication of our store, I mean, if you'd walk in there, you'd be able to purchase anything from a nail to a TV to a satellite installation to glass, you name it. I mean, we didn't have a lot of a single thing, but we had a lot of different items. So we catered for a huge customer base.
Absolutely.
And the same with my uncle's stores as well. I mean, if that businesses over the years, their shops were, built up stock, and if anybody walks in there, he'd find what he's looking for sure.
Okay, so we are talking possibly millions of rands of loss in the fire, the building, and all of the goods. How difficult, Brother Abdul Haq, is it going to be for you as a family to start up? And I'm kind of thinking, Alhamdulillah, Muhammad has indicated to me that his son-in-law is a doctor, also living in Costa. So we do know, as the children have grown up, they have gone on to probably some of the children will carry on the family business, but others have studied and are in different professions. So I should imagine there are a few children that are waiting in the wings to take over the family business. What's it going to mean to you as a family to start from scratch? How difficult is that going to be? Assalamu alaikum, dear sister. Okay, we have a sister there. I'm not sure if she's got sound on, but let's go to you, brother Mohammed Haffejee. Would you like to respond to my question?
Assalamu alaikum. Yes, you know, when you talk of the devastation, it reminds you of the 9/11 incident when everything was leveled to the ground zero. Basically, we are in that situation, and the trying circumstances of the economic climate being what it is, you don't even can't even foresee any future where you can rebuild with the cost of materials and all that. It's going to be a Herculean task to even envisage to try and rebuild this what has been devastated.
I like your analogy. You talk about you equate it to 9/11, and for you as a family, that was your 9/11 moment. Very, very sadly, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala honestly is so merciful, and inshallah, He will make it easy for you as a family, the Haffejee family, to really, you know, get together in every possible way you can, and inshallah, try and rebuild. Because obviously, you talk about this business in Costa, and undoubtedly is an institution in its own right. Abdul Haq, would you like to add anything else to the discussion? I also know, and I'm going to come to that in a minute or two, regarding the municipality. I think it's called the Getling Rivier Municipality. And Karel van Heerden has been very vociferous about the sad state of affairs about this municipality and how there's absolutely no service delivery. He suggests that if it was running as it should be running properly, tragedy would never have taken place. Abdul Haq, what do you have to say to that?
For sure, if you take it that if the municipality was efficient in their work, this shouldn't have gone so far. We are shattered. We are shattered. We don't know, where to stand, where to start off. And Allah knows best. We live in Allah's hands.
How can we know, alhamdulillah, that the South African Muslim community, we know what happened with the riots in KZN, what happened with the floods. We also know during COVID, the Muslims was one of the communities that were most giving. What sort of assistance can we as a Muslim community offer the Haffejee family?
In whatever way, if it comes, alhamdulillah, we will be very grateful to Allah, to the Muslim community of South Africa.
So inshallah, people like Gift of the Givers and other such organizations could make contact with you and see how we can assist to, inshallah, get the Haffejee family to perhaps think about starting up all over again. Ahmed is pretty young at the moment, but Abdul Haq and Mohammed, you people have been through life. You've seen the best of life, and at this point in time, you're seeing the worst of life because of what has happened. Your people's. Ahmed, can you just? All right, Ahmed, if you can just keep it down. You guys have seen the worst of life by your life's work being, have gone up in flames. So, what can we do? How can we help? Mohammed.
In the first place, our request for you is for your du'as. That's uppermost in our minds. And you can always think of that. The shop wasn't there on Monday, today it stands no more. So as a Muslim, we believe Allah is eternal, He is there forever.
Absolutely.
And whatever assistance comes from whatever way, du'as or whatever it is, will be appreciated immensely from the families.
Absolutely. At this stage in your lives, Abdul Haq, Brother Mohammed, and Ahmed, I think that's your dad that has just joined you now. Are you
Gee,
guys
yes,
up to it?
definitely.
Do you think that if support is forthcoming from the community and other quarters, inshallah, that you people are willing to start from scratch to rebuild this business, which undoubtedly is an institution in Costa and surrounding areas? Ahmed, if your dad could respond to that.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum
Yes, I am
salam.
going to respond to me. At my age, I don't feel like doing it, but we'll have to carry on, inshallah, with Allah's help and the goodwill of the people. We will strive and do our best. Jazakallah.
Inshallah, Ameen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all du'as. And inshallah, our community come out in their droves to offer support in any and every way we can. Ahmed, would you like to come in here? The issue around support from the community, the issue around people in Costa and surrounds, and perhaps you as a family need to be holding the Costa municipality accountable for your great losses because it's due to their inefficiency that you guys have lost your life's work.
Um, Ultimately, I mean, what's written by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is bound to happen. There's no question about it. I mean, we accept that. The most difficult part, I guess, is dealing with the fact that, like Uncle Abdul said, it could have been saved. It could have been less damage and maybe not as bad as the situation we are in now. And that's all due to the fact that they incompetent. That's all I can say. They didn't do their work on time. And it's not just the fire department that's incompetent. I mean, there's no service delivery in Costa for years now. I mean, there's no water. Every house has Jojo tanks. So yeah, for now, all we request is the duas from the Muslim community. And yeah,
I can see this is very, very difficult for you. You're getting very emotional. And I can understand that because this is the life's work of your father, your parents, your uncles, the entire Haffejee family. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala watch over one in, all of you as a family. Inshallah, the opportunity will come that you guys can start up again. I posed a question about legal action against the Getling Rivier municipality. I hope and pray, inshallah, you as a family are going to take this further. If you do not have legal backing, or if you don't know when, how to start this process, give us a shout and we will put you in touch with legal eagles in our community to help you guys think this through and to start the process. Because you can't have a 70-odd-year institution go up in flames and there's nothing to show for it. Brother Abdul Haq, your thoughts?
Gee, Alhamdulillah, we are busy with certain lawyers.
Okay.
Inshallah, if we need your people's help, Allah is great, and we will come back to you, inshallah, with whatever we can come through with.
Inshallah, Ameen. We will keep in contact with you on a regular basis to get a progress report, and inshallah, we'll share that progress report with the rest of the Salam Media community. We are behind you, and we do hope and pray that you as a family pull together and start rebuilding the business. Brother Mohammed, what else would you like to share with us this morning regarding the devastation in the lives and the loss of the Haffejee family? And what does it mean to the rest of the Costa residents? I understand there are other Muslim families there as well.
We'd like to take use of this opportunity to thank all the people that were involved in offering their assistance during the year, especially when the farming community, they came in their droves with their tankers and all that. they helped in one way or the small measure. The Indian community was very helpful. They made everything what that was available to douse the flames. But as we come back to the initial point, it comes back to gross incompetency. Had they been on the ball, the fire could have been contained to one section of the instead of having to devastate the entire premises. And the idea
Has
is
it
now you've
carry
got to
on?
life carries on. You've got to carry on from there. It's not to mean that you come to the stage now. So you've got to look forward. Although we are uh, big in age and all that, but life carries on. So you have to look towards the future.
Has
And the
any
state,
representative, have any of the municipality representatives, councillors, anybody come along to meet with the family, to offer condolences, to
no, nothing.
perhaps
But yes,
reassure you that they are there and they'll try and support you in every which way they can?
they had a high powered delegation from the MEC and from Abatu and that in Costa yesterday. They came to meet the business forum. And from there, they came to the area where the fire devastated the entire premises. And they were just asking questions. But when it comes to condolences and offering it, not a word was said. I can assure you that.
Did they offer any compensation of any sort? Did they
No, no.
reassure you
The
that
matter is, the idea is just to, I think, not to implicate themselves. They say, no, we'll carry out investigations, this, that, and the other. Now they're very reticent about committing themselves to any uh, the competency part of it, and say stay out of it. So,
Abdul Haq, I trust that the fact that these high level delegates came to meet with you as a family is not going to deter you from taking legal action, because you absolutely need to hold the municipality or government accountable for their gross inefficiency and for the devastating losses that you as a family have suffered.
We are going through with it. We are not going to leave them behind. We're going to go through with it. And inshallah, with Allah's help, we will come somewhere.
Inshallah, Ameen. Absolutely.
Inshallah.
We are all behind you. Ahmed, back to
Ameen.
you. Any further thoughts that you'd like to share with us?
Words can't express how we're feeling at the moment. Just a request for du'as. That's it.
Inshallah, Ameen. I know this is very, very difficult for you, Ahmed. You're very, very emotional. I guess I would be too, knowing that generations, you know, the hard work of possibly 3 generations has been wiped out. But undoubtedly, Allah will give us the opportunity to rebuild, and you have the community and your loved ones behind you to start from scratch. What are you guys doing in the meantime? Do you go to the site every day in terms of clearing up and perhaps seeing if there's anything is salvageable, or is it totally gutted?
Well, we have started clearing out from Thursday, Friday last week. You do find certain stuff in the shops that weren't totally damaged. Obviously, they have now water damage and smoke damage, but that's now, I mean, a drop in the ocean compared to the damage that was sustained to the building and to stocks and to tools in trade. In the meantime, we're trying to maybe work from home, just to bring in a bit of income, just to keep
Absolutely.
going, also to keep your mind
Sure,
off things.
sure, sure.
But yeah, Allah guide
Is
us,
there
Allah assist us on it.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, is there a possibility that you could rent premises and start trade again? I'm not quite sure. I don't think I've ever been to Costa in my life. So, but I should imagine it's a very small farming town. But,
See,
are
it's
there
quite
premises available for you guys to start up again in the meantime, whilst you wrap up in terms of, the legal issues with, against with the municipality, the legal issues that you're going to take up with the municipality and other such entities? as you say, you can't sit around idle.
Gee, there should be premises available. We have spoken to one or two landlords to see if we can come to an agreement with regards to rentals and stuff. We'll have to see going forward which will be the uh, best possible way to start up again. Yeah, everything at the moment it's on a go slow. I mean, we still haven't processed properly the degree of damage and devastation that this has caused. Everyone we speak to is very, very, very saddened and heartbroken. So yeah, I think once we less emotional and more clear of mind, I think we should make a decision and see if maybe renting would be an option and try to move forward that way.
Inshallah, Ameen. We're going to wrap up now. I'm going to go to each one of you to, share your final thoughts on this devastation. You guys, as a family, are still deeply traumatized. It's going to take quite a while before you can get to a space of some normality. But may Allah be with each and every one of you every step of the way, inshallah. Brother Abdul Haq, your final thoughts?
We need your du'as. Allah is
Ameen.
great. Allah's
Ameen.
help will be, inshallah, with us. And somewhere along the line, we got to start. There is no income at the moment, nothing. So we got to start somewhere.
Inshallah.
And
Inshallah.
we need
Allah
your du'as, inshallah.
Ameen. I think you just need to know that the entire Muslim community is behind you, and undoubtedly, after this interview or during the course of the week, you probably will get lots of calls, people offering assistance in any different types of assistance, which hopefully you as a family can make decisions on how you go forward. But more importantly, whatever you do, do not let the legal process lapse. You as a family need to hold the authorities accountable. They can't get away with this, because if it happened to you as a family, how many other families going forward won't suffer similar fate and similar losses if you don't hold these people accountable? So du'as that this process will go ahead and it will be a very positive outcome for you as the Haffejee family. Brother Mohammed, your final thoughts?
First and foremost, I'd like to thank your radio station for allowing us the opportunity to express our problems on the air. And going forward, we can just look towards the Almighty. The worldly things come, they perish, they disappear. Allah is eternal, and
Absolutely.
He works in mysterious ways. And inshallah,
Absolutely.
with His help and help of community, we will be back on our feet soon. What we can do is, as you mentioned, the legal process. It's very important that somebody does not suffer the same fate that we went through. These are things that can be averted if there is proper action taken and prompt action taken. Negligence, there is no place for it in these days. You can't accept that. It's unacceptable.
Absolutely. And this should be a lesson and an example to other weak municipalities and councillors who are in it just to line their pockets. Let this be a wake-up call for them. Let this legal action that you as a family are going to be taking against the authorities be a true wake-up call to other municipalities throughout South Africa. I think they're failing us, and it's time that they are held accountable. Final thoughts from you, Ahmed Suleiman Haffejee?
Yeah, I think all we can do is make dua for now. Allah is great. Allah knows best. Allah would not have put us through this test if we could not handle it. So, inshallah, we will start up again. Maybe not immediately, but yeah, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah, Allah does tell us in the Holy Quran that I will not give you a burden greater than you can bear. In Surah Al-Inshirah, Allah tells us twice in that surah, I will not give you a burden greater than you can bear. And in another surah, in another verse in the Holy Quran, Allah also tells us, with every hardship comes ease. With every hardship comes ease. And this is not only a test for the Haffejee family, it's a test for the entire community. We need to learn lessons from here. We need to go forward stronger and knowing that we will and can overcome, and Allah is the best provider and He is with us every step of the way. Haffejee family, shukran very much for sharing your traumatic, devastating, and very sad story with us on air. But we make shukr, alhamdulillah, no lives were lost. Allah has spared you all in good health. And inshallah, we will talk to you again sometime soon for an update. Shukran. Be strong. Allah is watching over one and all. Assalamu alaikum to you.
Wa
Wa
alaikum
alaikum assalam.
assalam.
Jazakallah khairan.
Ameen, ameen,
Khuda Hafiz.
ameen.
8:46 exactly. That was the very sad and devastating story of the Haffejee family in Costa, who lost generations of the family business, which went up in flames last week, Monday. And you heard it directly from the Haffejee brothers and the one nephew. Allah make it easy on them. And by way of this program, as you've heard, they've requested our du'as. They are taking legal action against the authorities, the municipality, for failing them. But over and above of that, I also believe they are in need of any form of support that we as a Muslim community can provide to them. So all it needs is for us to pick up the phone and ask, or perhaps suggest, this is the way I can help you. Are you willing to accept this from me? So please, good people, pick up that phone, even if you're just phoning to offer your condolences, even if you're phoning just to offer your du'as, or if you can offer assistance in kind, then alhamdulillah, please go ahead and make that offer. You've heard what they've said. They have been razed to the ground. They don't even know how they're going to be feeding themselves going forward. So please, good people, fellow Muslimin, reach out and offer anything you can to this family who've been completely devastated. The Haffejee family in Costa. If you need contact details, please call us here at Salam Media and we're more than happy to give you those details. 8:48 news and views right here on Salam Media. In a minute or two, we'll be back to talk with Africa Muslims agencies.